From the W. Page Pitt School of Journalism and Mass Communications, your home for the latest Marshall University news and sports, you're watching the MU Report.
Good afternoon. Welcome to MU Report. This is a student-produced newscast of the W. Page Pitt School of Journalism and Mass Communications at Marshall University. It features news about Marshall and about higher education, and we are pleased you're joining us, whether it's on Network West Virginia Public Broadcasting, or YouTube. I'm Chantel Foster.
And I'm Kasalim. Now, on to our top story. A report that's sharply critical of West Virginia lawmakers and their handling of higher education is sending shockwaves across the state this week. The Budget and Policy Commission study finds what Marshall students already knew. Going to college is not an option for more and more people. Breon Taylor joins us now live to explain.
Cassell, Chantel, the report is stunning. It says, among other things, that tuition has increased an average of $4,200 since 2002.
That the Promise Scholarship is now down to 70% of tuition. That state lawmakers have a very flawed view of what higher education does as an investment. And the report comes at a time when other studies find that West Virginia's cuts to higher education have been among the largest state by state in the whole country. Students say, many of them sarcastically, tell them something they don't know.
I'm able to come to school without loans because I'm a Promise Scholar, so it makes a big difference every year getting that money. It makes a big difference for my family, and so without it, I would have to take out loans, or possibly, school would be harder to pay for.
I feel like we already pay so much for tuition. I know a lot of people who can't come to school because they can't afford it. I definitely don't think that it should go up. I don't think there's any reason. I feel like if anything, we pay more already than we should.
Only recently, Marshall President Jerome Gilbert joined the president of WVU, basically to say, enough already, to more cuts. Lawmakers respond by saying that state income is no longer enough to pay the bills. Cassell, Chantel.
Another issue that affects every West Virginian, even more than higher education, is infrastructure, a government word for roads and bridges. And no driver needs an education in the condition of the state's highways. Tom Jenkins has Governor Jim Justice's take on the way forward for the state's roads.
Governor Jim Justice paid a visit to Marshall's Arthur Weisberg Engineering Complex, where he would address the issues of infrastructure and encourage engineering students to stay in West Virginia after they graduate.
So look what this will do. And the net of the whole thing, it costs us 4.5 cents. 4.5 cents. And look what it's going to do. It's going to explode this state. It will put us on a pathway where our infrastructure and all of our arteries will be completed. It'll give us opportunities for tourism and manufacturing and on and on and on.
Justice was accompanied by Secretary of Transportation Tom Smith, a former engineer who would also encourage students to stay in West Virginia and join West Virginia's Department of Transportation.
And what you will do with your degree in civil engineering and transportation engineering particularly is you'll find that the years go by, it will be very gratifying work because you will see that you do just that. You make lives better and you save lives.
President Jerry Gilbert was here this afternoon, and we discussed with him the importance of keeping students in West Virginia and how that will help infrastructure grow in West Virginia.
Having a program to add infrastructure is a great way to create jobs, and that's what the governor is proposing, job creation and infrastructure program. It should be very good news for our students because more jobs will be more opportunities for our students, and many of those will be engineering jobs and high-tech jobs related to infrastructure, whether it's computers or civil engineering or bridges or whatever. I think it's going to be great for our students.
This is just one of many improvements Justice has proposed for him and his new administration. Tom Jenkins, MU Report.
Moving from fixing them to being on the roads, the future of the Green Machine is still uncertain at Marshall. The Green Machine is what the university calls a bus dedicated to student transport around the growing campus and community. Officials are counting ridership during the last year to see what happens next.
Rumor has it that there are not enough riders on the Green Machine for it to be continued. However, statistics showed otherwise. There are nearly 33,000 Marshall ID swipes up to date since last August on the buses that gave students free rides around the city.
The cool thing about our partnership with the TTA is it's not just a partnership for the green machine. So we do have the green bus that students obviously can identify as the Marshall bus, but students can jump on any TTA with their Marshall ID for free.
The green machine was launched last fall with the goal to assist students in getting around the city, may it be to get groceries or to get home safe on a late night out, and especially with some students having classes downtown.
The weather like so windy, and then we don't need to take like 10 minutes more. We just need to wait like 2 minutes at a bus stop because I'm using an app. It called Road Shout, so they have like the time schedule, everything is on there, and then which stop have which kind of bus, everything is listed, so it's very convenient for me.
It sounds like a great service. I mean, as a commuter, I don't use that kind of stuff, but there's plenty of people that are stranded on campus that can use that kind of thing.
Students are paying $16 a semester whether or not they are utilizing the bus. The future of the green machine is still unknown, but it lies in the hands of the students.
Green Machine supporters say even with lower numbers, the bus still gives students who are without transportation a reliable way of getting around town.
The Green Machine is new to Marshall as it was introduced this past fall under a student government-run coalition. Even with doubts surrounding the Green Machine, it appears Marshall students still felt confident with the current administration. Tom Jenkins has more on the Marshall SGA election results.
In first place, with 1,030 votes, Matt Jarvis and Emily Kenner.
Matt Jarvis will serve as student government president once again. This will be Jarvis's second term as SGA president. Nearly 2,000 Marshall students came out to vote this past election, with Jarvis coming out on top with a little more than 1,000 votes.
Kind of numb. It seems kind of surreal. You know, the past 48 hours have been insane to say the least. But then to come through, to sit here, to be with everyone, the camaraderie, and to know that, you know, the beliefs that we have, the ideas that me and Emily share, to have, you know, that many students, you know, have the same beliefs and share those values and ideals. To have that many students understand that, you know, our ideas aren't unrealistic or crazy, but are things that we can achieve together as a student body.
Jarvis beat out his opponent Alex Parlock. This was Parlock's second time running for SGA president in as many years.
I'm just proud of the turnout. I'm proud of how many people came out and voted and how hard both sides fought for this. This is definitely something we were set out for in the beginning. Even if we didn't win, we just wanted to give them a run for their money.
Jarvis is now going into his senior year of college and says he is excited to build upon what his administration has already begun. Tom Jenkins, MU Report.
With graduation fast approaching, students are really starting to appreciate all of those internship and student teaching hours, the ones they've been sweating and counting almost from the beginning of their time in school. When it comes to required internships and student teaching throughout Marshall, it can best be described in this way.
You get to test drive. I mean, we test drive everything before we, make the big final purchase. Would you buy a car without taking it out for a spin?
This part of the curriculum lets students know that the career path they've chosen is the right one for them, because there's nothing quite like getting to go out and do the job that you've been preparing for in the classroom.
Just finally getting to see it click in kids' minds when they learn something new, especially at first grade. First grade's my favorite because they learn so quickly, and when they do, they're just amazed. And then the look on their face just makes it all worth it.
Teachers say it's beneficial for their classroom as well to have these programs like student teaching, and that there's nowhere else students could get that experience.
There's no other place that they'll be able to practice what they've learned and get real life feedback and that sense of satisfaction from a job well done, which is the only reason teachers do it.
Being prepared for what's to come is the goal for any student, especially when it comes to a future career. Teachers say the lab experience is the very best preparation for the daily challenges of the classroom.
Student athletes in this next story are figuring out their futures too, only in a different way. Former members of Marshall's football team performed for some professional football coaches during the annual Pro Day. Recently, as Daniel Wright reports, Pro Day is a showcase of Marshall talent that brings scouts from the NFL.
Marshall's 2017 Pro Day is a major key in many aspiring NFL athletes' career. I had a chance to catch up with Marshall's offensive players who entered this year's draft to understand a little bit more about why Pro Day is so important to them.
This year, 5 key components of Marshall's offense entered the NFL draft. Being a part of one of Marshall's heaviest Pro Day classes, the athletes get to showcase their athletic abilities through various strength and agility exercises.
Really, it's just, first of all, it's a blessing just to have the opportunity just to even have a pro day. Some people don't even have pro days. Some people just dream about being in our situation. So, I mean, it feels real good to be able to just come out here and just show the scouts what we have to offer for the next level.
Though every exercise counts towards NFL scout recognition, many of the participants are most excited about the 40-yard dash.
I'm most excited for that 40-yard dash, man, because I'm a runner. I love sprinting, I love running. So the most important thing to me is the 40, and that's the most exciting thing.
My 40 is really going to set me over the bar just because of how built I am as a receiver. A lot of people say I look like a linebacker or somebody who plays defense, or once they see how explosive and how fast I could run, being my size, I think that's really going to set the edge for me.
Emmanuel Bird ran a 4.6, but he also felt that he had a slight bonus because he competed in the Texas Regional Combine.
Yeah, I feel like I was prepared because I had already did some drills, so I really didn't was nervous or anything. I was able to just focus in and be comfortable and just do what I have been practicing before, and the experience that I had from Regional Combine definitely helped.
The participants had a little over 2 months to work on their strengths and weaknesses to prepare for the next level.
Pretty much after graduation, just went in, had the mindset I was just going to work hard, just perfecting my craft every day, trying to just work and better myself, come out here and perform.
This offensive draft is well-rounded, with each person standing out in an exercise. Hunt ran the fastest 40, McManus lifted the most in bench, Knight jumped the highest in the jumps, and Clark was swift with the routes, catching the ball at the highest point, being 6'5". It was a good day for the herd. Daniel Wright, MU Report.
Jake Griffith now joins us for more Marshall University sports.
Well, their season may be over, but Marshall's basketball team is staying in the news. Fresh off their run to the Conference USA title game, Marshall guard John Elmore has declared for the NBA draft. The junior announced the move Monday via the Marshall Athletic Department. Elmore has opted not to hire an agent at this point, meaning he will still be eligible to return to Marshall for his senior year per NCAA rules. The NBA Draft Combine begins May 9th. Well, March Madness may be in full swing, but for football fans, a different type of madness began this week. Talking about spring football, the same can be said for Doc Holliday's group as the herd returned to the gridiron beginning this week. Holliday took to the podium Monday afternoon to try and answer the litany of questions that still surround his team heading into the new season.
Well, I think we just got to become better football players. I mean, I think you know, we were not a good team in any way, shape, or form. I mean, we got to get better as a football team. I thought, you know, this program and what's happened since I've been is built on toughness, you know, and those type of things. And, you know, the one thing that we've preached, and there'll be a different word for every week, this week will be consistency. I mean, you got to be consistent in what you do. You got to go work every day, and you know, the way you handle yourself, whether it be in the classroom, whatever you're doing, be consistent in what you do so it can carry over on the field. And so we're going to work really hard at again, going to work every day and preparing to be not only a better player, but a better team.
On to the diamond now, as the Marshall softball team is putting together a pretty impressive run early in the new season. The Thundering Herd welcomed the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers to the dot this past weekend for a 3-game series. Herd entered the Saturday contest on a 13-game winning streak, 1 win shy of tying the program's all-time record. Third inning now, as you can see, Eloise Triple-A lays down the bunt, books it down first, and she's going to beat the throw. Her teammates are excited. First baseman can't hold on there. And E3 charged to the tops. Now, still third inning, Alicia DeRazio chops one up the middle. She'll get caught in the rundown. Shortstop and second baseman get tangled up. Maddie Marshall slides home to tie the game. And then Zirkle now, she's going to come back to second, beats the throw. It's off the mark, and she'll be safe at third. She'd later score. And then Taylor McCord rips one down the first baseline. She'll pick her off. Marshall wins 5-3. They run the win streak to 16 straight games. And that's all the time we have for sports this week.
And that's all the time today we have for this edition of MU Report. This show will air on our YouTube channel. And I'm Cassell Lim.
I'm Chantel Foster. Have a great day.